Gurve Gaurachandraya Radhikaya Talalaye Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadbhaktaya Namo Namaha Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pralayate Krishnaya Krishna Caitanya Namine Gaura Tase Namah Jai Gaura Nitai Gaura Nitai Gaura Nitai Jai Gaura Nitai Jai Gaura Nitai Gaura Nitai Gaura Nitai Jai Gaura Nitai Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Gaura Purnima Mahotsav ki and happy Holi to everyone. Holi hai.
快乐，节日快乐。
So since apart from Gaura Purnima and Holi, we've just been off from a very good cricket season. Game of cricket season. Cricket. Okay. Yeah. So a game called as cricket. It's played in India.
就是在那个 Gaura Purnima 之后，很快就是 Holi 节了。Holi 很快就是 Holi 节了。
So it's like somebody who had decided to play Test cricket is now having to play 2020 because of the less time that we have. Okay. Today is just not my day, so it's okay. Even my jokes don't work, so it's okay. All right, let's not translate it.
Sorry, sir.
No problem. Very good. Thank you very much. So now I have to cover it 15 minutes. Okay, because I wasted 5 minutes on a bad joke. Okay, so.
有15分钟的时间。
So, yeah. So, in today's class, let's focus on the very basics rather than going into some very evolved exotic pastime. Let's focus on very basics.
那么我们今天这堂课呢，就是专注于特别基础的一些要点。
And the very basic is to understand what ISKCON is.
那么这个最基础的就是要了解什么是 ISKCON。
So we all come here, we've been coming to ISKCON either for many years or recently we started coming in.
那么你们在来到 ISKCON 已经很多年了，然后多年之后你又来到了 ISKCON。
So it would be a good idea to understand what is this place that we come to, like what's it all about, something like that.
所以呢，今天我们来到这里呢，我们最好去了解一下我们在这里的所要谈论的是什么。
So who's the founder Acharya of ISKCON? So who's
ISKCON 的创办灵性导师 Acharya 是谁呀？
Yeah, Srila Prabhupada. That's of course it's like
对，当然是 Sri
over here, loud and clear.
他就在我们这里。
But whose movement is it? Is it Srila Prabhupada's movement? Whose movement is it?
那这个运动是谁的呢？是Srila Prabhupada的运动吗？
Yes.
是。
So whose movement is it?
那是谁的运动呢？
Yeah. So this is when you come to ISKCON.
当我们来到 ISKCON 的时候，
While the name maybe some people think it's a fancy acronym, ISKCON sounds a little hip hop kind of an acronym for a religious institution.
那么 么有的人来到 ISKCON 的时候，可能觉得 ISKCON 可能是某种宗教的组织吧。
Especially to people in India because it says International Society for Krishna Consciousness.
尤其是对于印度人来说，我们在这里看到的是国际 Krishna 知觉协会。
Almost sounds like a name of a multinational rather than a spiritual organization.
那么这个是国际性的一个组织，怎么跟这个灵性的组织能够挂钩呢？
But it is a movement which is Lord Caitanya Mahaprabhu's movement. Lord Caitanya Mahaprabhu's movement is what ISKCON is.
那主启他那的运动就是我们 ISKCON 的运动。
So, one of the things, and this is especially very prevalent, even more important amongst the Indian community rather than even the other international community, very prevalent with the Indian
那么
community.
除了对于那些国际的组织之外，尤其是对这个印度的社团，有一点是非常凸显的、非常重要的。
People feel ISKCON is something different. It is not really Sanatan. It's not really Hinduism. It's not this. It's something else they are doing. They are not like the normal, regular, mainstream Hindus. It's some other, something it is like, it's some modern day new age fad or something like that.
You mean for Indian?
Yes, many Indians feel that way, and many other people also feel it some kind. They don't associate it that it's Sanatan Dharma. It's Hinduism. It's
那么
something.
有很多人认为这个 Krishna 知觉有点像是印度教，他们对这个平时日常做的这个 sadhana 没有很多的这种了解。
Yeah, like recently I was in India and there was a family occasion. It was a tragedy. It was like my father's, 13th day. It's called Tirvi, like after his passing away. And when the time came, there's a ceremony where you call the Brahmins and things like that. And I wanted to call people from the ISKCON temple. And our priest who was doing it said, no, they are not really like, they're not really Brahmins and all that stuff. They do something of their own. It's something else.
就是在最近的时候参加了一个印度人的一个家庭的这个仪式聚会，那就是在他们家当中好像就是有一个人去世了，然后呢他们做了这些仪式，后来呢就邀请了 ISKCON 的一些奉献者来到这个家里，但是他们不是很接受。
Of course, I'm a hardcore ISKCON wala, so I prevailed. I'm a hardcore ISKCON person, so I prevailed.
prevailed。
佢係總嘅 ISKCON 人啊。
那麼我是 ISKCON 的人。
Okay, yes, that's fine. As I said, today is not my day, so it's okay. I'll take that also. And you will find the similar sentiment if, let's say, even if we went, let's say, to Happy Valley Temple, and many people say, okay, fine, but ISKCON, this is something else. It's a very common sentiment.
那实际上这是一种比较普遍的现象，他们认为 ISKCON 是一种别的什么这个组织。
So let's try to understand this point. Maybe we might be able to understand only this one point because of the time. So let's try to understand only one point today.
那么我们今天呢，主要是了解一点，由于时间的原因。
Yeah. So if somebody were to ask you for the Sanatan Dharma or for the Hindus, what's the holy book of the Hindus?
那么如果有人问你的话，什么是 Sanatana Dharma？ 那么在那个这个有什么对于他们来说，什么是最神圣的经典？
So okay, here because we are devotees, we said Bhagavad Gītā, which yes.
我们是奉献者，那对于我们来说 ，Bhagavad Gītā 就是我们非常神圣的经典。
But many people would say it is the Veda and the Upanishads. It's the Vedas. We are the Vedic civilization, so it's the Vedas which are the.
那么有很多人他们觉得是韦达经这个一手帕。
Vedas.
韦达经，因为这个有这种伟大的觉悟，所以他们通常会说的是韦达经。
So the question comes, okay, so it's Vedas, but here we mentioned Bhagavad Gītā. So what is special about Bhagavad Gītā? What is so special? Apart from Krishna spoke it, what is so special about Bhagavad Gītā?
那么既然说到了韦达经，我们必须要提到《博斋梵歌》。那《博斋梵歌》它到底有什么特别之处呢？
We recently covered it in one of our morning Śrimad Bhagavatam classes.
今天早上呢，我们已经在圣典博伽瓦坛的早课当中。
So philosophically, what is something which is so special about Bhagavad Gītā?
那么从这个哲学的角度来说，博伽梵歌它的特殊的地方在哪呢？
It is the crux of all the Vedas.
Okay, good. So Prabhu has answered the question.
那么Prabhu已经回答了这个问题，它是所有维达经的精髓。
So in the Gita Mahatma, it is said, Sarvopanishad Gao Dogdha Gopalanandana Partha Vatsa Sudhi Bhokta Dogdham Gītāmṛta Maha. So it is said that the summary of all the Upanishads, all the the Vedic knowledge, is summarized in Bhagavad Gītā.
那么在Gita Mahatmya 里面就说到了博伽梵歌是所有伟大知识的这个精髓，是它概述了总部，它是伟大知识的要义。
So Sanatana Dharma, unlike let's say Christianity or Islam, when you say Christianity, what's the holy book of the Christians? You'll say Bible. Holy book of the Muslims, Quran. When you say holy books of the Sanatana Dharma or Hindus, then it is like X, Y, Z. So many. So it's a laundry list.
那么我们通常说基督教他们的这个经典呢就是圣经，那这个穆斯林他们的经典呢就是可兰经。所以如果再这样去罗列下来的话，可以罗列一长段。
And if you have to take one book, if there has to be one book, then it will be Bhagavad Gītā.
但是有一本书是非常独特的，就是博伽梵歌。
And this is universally accepted fact within all of Sanatana Dharma.
而且呢，这是 Sanatana， 我们可以了解到这是放之四海皆准的。
So in Bhagavad Gītā, Krishna tells about many yogas. In fact, he covers all the yogas.
那么 Krishna 在博伽梵歌里面说到了博伽梵歌它涵盖了讲述了所有的瑜伽。
And he concludes the Bhagavad Gītā pretty much at the end of the Bhagavad Gītā, 18.66. Krishna says, Sarva dharman parityagna mamekam sharanam vraja aham tam sarva papebhyo mokshasyami masuchaha.
Krishna 在博伽梵歌的最后一章第18章66师节里面就说到了博伽梵歌的结论就是放弃一切所有的宗教，只是臣服归于 Krishna。我会把你从所有的罪恶当中拯救出来，不要害怕。
So this is the feedstock verse of ISKCON. Whatever class, whatever lecture, if you say this verse, you are not wrong. Question may be anything, you write this is the right answer.
那么，所以呢，这个在 ISKCON 当中，这个引述这个世界能够回答任何的问题，无论这个问题是什么。
But Krishna he's a naughty lord, he's a tricky lord. He's not like straightforward God. He's Tribhangi Lal. He's a complex God.
Krishna 他是非常复杂的，他是至尊人的守神，他讲述的这个哲学是比较复杂的。
So Krishna says, Sarva dharma parityagna means okay, leave aside all religions. Does he say no religion or what? What does he say? Sarva dharma parityagana. But in a way he says, oh, no religion. But actually, he has one religion.
那么 Krishna 在这里说到了，在第18章66师节说了，放弃所有的宗教，但实际上是有一种宗教。
And that religion is the Bhagavad Dharma.
So 这个宗教就是 Bhagavad Dharma.
And that's why that is the starting point of Śrimad Bhagavatam.
所以这就是圣典博伽瓦坛的起点。
So Śrimad Bhagavatam starts with 1.1.1. What is the first line of Śrimad Bhagavatam? It is Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
那圣典博伽瓦坛的第一篇第一章第一个诗节，它的开始是以什么开始呢 ？Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Yes, Mother. So, like in Bhagavad Gītā, Krishna just said, surrender unto me. But the next question comes, all right, whom am I surrendering to? Who's this person I'm surrendering to? What about others who surrendered to him? What happened to them? How did they surrender? So that all is what happens in Śrimad Bhagavatam. Śrimad Bhagavatam goes all this. So you have to read lots and lots of verses, but finally one day you'll come to the end when you read the whole Śrimad Bhagavatam. So that is Canto 12, chapter 13, verse number 23. So that's the last verse of Śrimad Bhagavatam.
那么 Krishna 在《佛家梵歌》里面说到了，一个人应该臣服皈依他，那应该臣服皈依如何臣服皈依他呢？那我们阅读圣典博伽瓦坛就能够告诉我们如何去臣服皈依 Krishna。在圣典博伽瓦坛第12篇第30章23世节里面就讲到了这一点。
And what's the last verse of Śrimad Bhagavatam?
圣典博伽瓦坛的
The
最后
finale
一个
verse?
世节是什么呢？
Nama sankirtanam yasya sarva papa pranashanam pranama dukkha shamanastam namami hari param. So the whole Śrimad Bhagavatam says finally, conclusion is what? What have you to do? Nama sankirtanam yasya.
那么圣典博伽瓦坛的最后一个世节的结论是什么呢？无论你做什么，我要做的就是 Nama Sankirtan。
So Nama sankirtanam yasya sarva papa pranashanam. All your sins go away. Nama sankirtanam tasya sarva papa pranashanam pranama dukkha shamanastam. So when you go down in front of the Lord, what happens? Dukkha ka shaman ho jata hai. All your sorrows go away. Pranama dukkha shamanastam namami hari.
那么通过 Nama Sankirtan， 一个人就能够去除掉所有的不解和与痛苦。一个人去臣服皈依在主的足下，那么他所有的痛苦都会荡然无存。
So you believe in God, you don't believe in God, you like ISKCON, you don't like ISKCON. Everybody wants to get rid of dukkha, right? Dukkha ka shaman. So when you take this path, pranama dukkha shamanastam. That's what happens. All.
所以呢，无论你相不相信这个 ISKCON， 无论你相不相信神，那么一旦你去做 Nama Sankirtan， 那么所有的这些痛苦你会从所有的痛苦当中超脱出来。
And Nam Sankirtan is the starting point of Caitanya-caritāmṛta.
所以 Nama Sankirtan 是 Caitanya-caritāmṛta 的开始的起点。
So all of Caitanya-caritāmṛta, that's the whole Sankirtan movement. And what is the last chapter? Like again, once you start reading all of Caitanya-caritāmṛta, so whatever, Adi Leela, Madhya Leela, Anta Leela. So what is the last chapter? Then we come to the last chapter, finale again.
那么是 Caitanya-caritāmṛta 里面有 Adi Leela、Madhya Leela 和Antya Leela。那么这个 Caitanya-caritāmṛta 的最后一章是什么呢？
So the last chapter is Shikshashtakam.
那么 Caitanya-caritāmṛta 的最后一章就是 Shikshashtaka， 主的八训规。
And that is what Caitanya Mahaprabhu taught, and that is the movement of Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu.
而这正是主 Caitanya Mahaprabhu 所教导的，而这正是主 Caitanya Mahaprabhu 的运动所在。
Ceto darpana marjanam bhava mahadvava ginivapanam sreyatairavya chandrika vitaranam vidyavadhu jivanam anandam buddhivardhanam pratipadam purnamrita swadanam sarvatma sanapam param vijayate Sri Krishna Sankirtanam Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So since we have time for only one concept and we are nearly at ending our time, the only thing to remember is what is at ISKCON or Caitanya Mahaprabhu's movement is the distilled essence of all the Vedic literature.
那么这最后一点，那么我们 ISKCON 是继承了主 Caitanya Mahaprabhu 的这个运动，而他所教导的是所有韦达经的精髓的精髓。
So if you filtered the vast output, that is what.
所以呢，你经过过滤再过滤，得到的就是这样的一个精髓。
And before the doors open, maybe I can try a little bit more of some other thing. The key essence is that love of God is the most important, or that is the essence. It's not the knowledge, not many other things, but the highest thing is love of God.
那么韦达经的最高的这个精髓，最精髓的精髓就是对神的爱，它并不是这个知识那个别的什么，而最重要的是对守神的爱。
And which Krishna says in in Bhagavad Gītā, chapter 10, verse number 10, what does Krishna say? Krishna says, Tesham satata yuktanam bhayatam priti purvakam tadami bhakti yogantam yenamam upayanti te. So he, Tesham satata yuktanam bhayatam priti purvakam. So he who worships me with love, what do? I give the requisite intelligence.
那么 Krishna 在《博斋梵歌》第10章第14节当中说到了，如果一个人全心全意的臣服皈依他，为他从事奉爱服务 ，Krishna 就会赐予他理解力，使他来到他面前。
And Krishna, or the Sanatana Dharma, this is not the religion of Indians, or religion of Brahmin, or religion of X, or religion of Y. This is for everyone. Sarvatma Sanapam Param Vijayate. Sarvatma for everyone. Sarvatma Sanapam Vijayate. Sri Krishna Sankirtana.
那么Sri Krishna Sankirtan 是针对所有人的，它不是说只是针对印度人，只是针对这个基督教徒，它是针对所有的人。
And Lord Caitanya Mahaprabhu's prediction is that finally it will be everywhere, like Nagaradi Gram, Obe Goranam. So in every small town, village, everywhere, the movement will spread.
那么主启太太马哈帕普已经预言了 ，Harinam Sankirtan 将传遍每一个村庄与城镇。
So you have an opportunity to do that.
所以大家每一个人都有这样做的机会。
Right tomorrow.
那么明天
You have an opportunity to do this tomorrow.
啊，那么明天大家都有这样的机会。
There is preach and then there is practice what you preach.
那么我们明天我们会一起去传播，而且有这种传播的这种实践。
So right now, so I'm looking at Sri Radhika ji. Whenever you raise your hand, I'm ready to stop.
Carry on until they open the door.
Until they open the door. All right.
好，他不可以一直讲到这个神坛的门打开为止。
Even and if it is not your day, sometimes some things work for you. At least I get 5 minutes extra.
给大家的一个优惠5分钟。
Yeah. So tomorrow in Hong Kong we have the Incredible India Festival.
那么明天呢，我们在香港有这个不可思议的印度大节。
Yeah. So it's Saturday and Sunday.
啊，是周六周日都有。
Yeah. And it's going to be at Langkoi Farm, and we ISKCON are also going to be part of it.
那么明天我们ISKCON的这些成
Hari
员
Hari
都
Bol! All right. So each and every one of you
你们每一个人
should attempt, endeavor, and to be there.
啊，你们每一个人都必须去参加到场。
Yeah. So are all of us going to be there?
我们大家所有人明天都会去吗？
Yeah. Hari Bol, Hari Bol. So Lord Chaitanya's movement goes everywhere, even. Yeah, sorry.
主启太太马哈帕布的运动去到了每一个地方。
Lord Chaitanya movement goes everywhere, even to Langkoi Farm.
兰桂坊，兰桂坊。
Yeah. All right. So we request all of you, and like if you have, if you're already not volunteered for some service, I mean, you can try to squeeze in something at last minute, and please approach Sri Radhika ji and volunteer, and be there and spread this message to all your friends.
那么今天呢，我们在这里就有最后的这样的一个机会。如果大家愿意去参加，自愿的去参加的话，那么去找 Sri Caitanya-caritāmṛta。那么什么？那么他可以告诉你关于明天、后天的这些活动的信息，而且呢，当你们一旦知道这些信息了以后，希望你们也告诉身边的人、身边的家人和朋友。
Because ISKCON is a preaching movement.
因为 ISKCON 是传播的运动。
And we are a preaching movement because that is what Caitanya Mahaprabhu wanted all of us to do.
我们在ISKCON 是传播的运动，因为主启太太马哈帕布希望我们 ISKCON 的所有的成员去传播。
Yeah. And that is also what Krishna has written in the Bhagavad Gītā.
而且这正是 Krishna 在《薄斋饭歌》里面所讲到的。
So what has Krishna written at the end of the Bhagavad Gītā? When the Bhagavad Gītā is the last 3-4 verses, you are nearly concluding the Bhagavad Gītā.
那么在《薄斋饭歌》的最后的几个诗节当中 ，Krishna 他说到了什么样的结论呢？
So Krishna mentions Haribol. That nobody is more dear to the Lord Krishna than the person who spreads this message.
那么 Krishna 在《薄斋饭歌》的最后一个诗节当中说到了，那些向别人去传播 Krishna 的人，没有比我更加亲切的。
So Bolo Shri Krishna Sankirtan ki Jai. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama.